The bridge of the THS Tempest Wrath hummed with controlled chaos as warning klaxons echoed through the corridors. Commander Hazel Chen stood at the tactical display, her dark eyes scanning the holographic projection of the Crylaxian armada that surrounded her vessel. 47 warships, each one bristling with plasma cannons and kinetic accelerators, formed a perfect killing sphere around the lone human battleship. "They think they have us," Lieutenant Leo Martinez muttered from the weapon station, his fingers dancing across the controls with practiced precision. "Command wants to know if we're requesting backup." "Ma'am." Hazel's lips curved into a cold smile. "Tell Command we won't need it." It's time the galaxy remembered why humanity doesn't build destroyers or cruisers anymore. She turned to face her crew, her voice cutting through the tension like a blade. "All hands, battle stations, activate Hurricane Protocol." The Crylaxian Fleet Commander Zixter watched the human vessel with satisfaction from his flagship. The primitive species had been warned to stay out of the Vega sector, yet here they were, bold as brass in their single ship. He had heard the rumors about human stubbornness, but this was foolishness beyond measure. "They have not raised shields," his tactical officer reported, mandibles clicking in confusion. "Their weapons remain cold." "Arrogance," Zixter hissed. "Or perhaps they understand their position." "Open a channel." The human commander's face appeared on his screen, utterly calm despite the overwhelming firepower pointed at her vessel. "Commander Chen," Zixter began, "you have entered restricted space. Surrender your ship, and your crew will be granted mercy." Hazel tilted her head slightly. "Fleet Commander, I appreciate the offer. Really, I do, but I have a counter-proposal. You have exactly 60 seconds to withdraw your forces beyond the heliopause, or I will be forced to demonstrate why the Terran Defense Force discontinued production of smaller warship classes." The Crylaxian commander's chitinous face contorted in what passed for laughter among his kind. "You are outnumbered 47-1. Human. What could you possibly—" 53 seconds. Hazel interrupted, her expression unchanged. Leo cleared his throat from the weapons console. "Ma'am, all Hurricane-class systems are green. Fusion cores at 400% nominal output. Dimensional anchors locked. Kinetic storm generators spooled and ready." "Thank you, Lieutenant." Hazel returned her attention to the enemy commander. 30 seconds. "Fleet Commander, I strongly suggest you reconsider." Zixter cut the transmission with a gesture of contempt. "All ships, prepare to fire. Target their engines and life support. We'll take them as prisoners." 10 seconds. Leo announced calmly. 5. Hazel's hand hovered over the activation panel. "Fire control, you are authorized. Show them, Commander." Initiating Hurricane Protocol. What happened next would be studied in military academies across the galaxy for generations to come. The Tempest Wrath didn't simply activate its weapons, it transformed. The outer hull plating retracted in synchronized waves, revealing the true nature of the Hurricane-class battleship. Beneath the deceptively simple exterior lay a nightmare of human engineering. 17 independent weapon platforms, each capable of autonomous targeting, each powered by its own fusion reactor. The dimensional anchors fired first, creating localized gravity wells that locked every Crylaxian ship in place as surely as if they'd been caught in amber. Then came the kinetic storm generators. Humanity had learned early in its expansion into space that traditional weapons had limitations. Energy weapons could be deflected, missiles could be intercepted, and plasma could be dispersed, but accelerating microscopic particles to 0.9 and releasing them in a controlled storm, that was something new. Leo watched his tactical display as the first salvo struck home. Direct hits on targets 1 through 12. Their shields are. They're not even slowing the particles down. The storm didn't discriminate. It didn't need to aim. The Tempest Wrath released a cloud of hypervelocity particles in a sphere around itself, and the dimensional Incas ensured nothing could escape. Each particle struck with the force of a tactical nuke. Thousands of particles per second. Zixter's flagship shuddered as its shields collapsed within seconds. Alarms screamed as hull breaches appeared across every section. "Return fire. Return." His order died as a particle punched through the command deck, and another, and another. Within 30 seconds, his flagship was a hulk. Within a minute, half his fleet was reduced to debris. Ceasefire, Hazel commanded. The storm ended as abruptly as it had begun. The Tempest's Wrath sat in the center of a sphere of destruction, its hull plates sliding back into position, looking for all the world like an ordinary warship once again. 23 Cryolaxian vessels remained functional, though heavily damaged. Hazel opened a channel to all of them simultaneously. "This is Commander Hazel Chen of the Terran Hurricane-class battleship Tempest's Wrath. I gave you a warning. You chose not to heed it." She paused, letting her words sink in. "Humanity builds these ships because we learned a hard lesson in our early wars. It's not about how many ships you have. It's about making sure each one can level the playing field regardless of odds." Leo pulled up casualty reports. "Ma'am, their crews are abandoning ships. Life pods launching across the board." "Let them go," Hazel ordered. "Navigation. Plot a course out of the sector. Our patrol continues." As the Tempest's Wrath glided past the wreckage, its dimensional wake sending pieces of destroyed warships spinning into the void. One message was transmitted on all Cryolaxian frequencies. "The Vega sector is Terran space. Next time, we won't stop at half." The galaxy learned its lesson that day. The Hurricane-class battleships weren't just weapons, they were statements. And humanity's statement was clear. Never mistake patience for weakness, or restraint for inability. Commander Chen settled back into her chair as the stars stretched into lines and the Tempest's Wrath jumped to hyperspace. "Lieutenant Martinez," she said calmly, "please update the after-action report. Encountered hostile fleet. Demonstrated appropriate defensive measures. 0 Terran casualties." Leo grinned as he typed. "Another quiet day in the Terran Defense Force. Another quiet day indeed."